Meanwhile, the fallout continues here at home over reports that our own National Security Agency has been spying on U.S. citizens. The leaker who broke the story, Edward Snowden, is talking again. Eamon Javers joins us now from Washington with more. Eamon, this story just keeps on growing. What's the latest?
You know, it's pretty stunning. Edward Snowden may be on the run from the United States. He was last spotted in Hong Kong, but he was able to take some time out of his busy schedule to give an online chat to the Guardian newspaper today. And in that chat, he had a range of things to say, including that he's disappointed in some of the media coverage focusing on him rather than his revelations. But he also had something to say about the technology companies that are involved here and how they've responded. Take a look at this statement from Snowden earlier today about the tech companies. Facebook, Google, and Microsoft. He said their denials went through several revisions as it became more and more clear they were misleading and including identical, specific language across companies. He also had some thoughts here on his own possible next steps. He said, all I can say right now is the U.S. government is not going to be able to cover this up by jailing or murdering me. Truth is coming, and it cannot be stopped. And guys, I got to tell you that the companies themselves all put out new information within the past 24 hours or so, all of them saying that they've gone to the U.S. government and asked for permission now to release more details of how often they're getting some of these intelligence requests. And what they've said is they've been forced to bundle all this together, both law enforcement and intelligence requests. But here are some of the numbers from the companies, starting with Facebook, saying that for the 6 months ending December 31st, 2012, Facebook saying they got between 9,000 and 10,000 requests for information from U.S. government entities. Now, Microsoft also over that same time frame for 6 months ending December 31st, 2012, saying it's received between 6,000 and 7,000 requests, and Apple saying between 4,000 and 5,000 requests to that company from December 1st, 2012 to May 31st, 2013. So, guys, the company is saying they'd like to put a little bit more disclosure out there on exactly what they're turning over to the U.S. government, but they're being forced here by the government to combine things like law enforcement requests to go after search for missing children and things that are more in line with the NSA whistleblower and what he's been saying as well, guys.
Well, I mean, this is a very complicated situation, Eamon. I mean, on the one hand, you're dealing with secret information, trade information, and on the other hand, you know, transparency issues. So should tech companies be granted legal immunity in order to participate into all of these programs?
Yeah, that's been one of the keys here. The tech companies themselves and U.S. intelligence officials say they would like these companies to be able to have some kind of immunity. It's been debated up on Capitol Hill. Others who are critics of that say, hey, wait a second, if that happens, then individuals are going to have no recourse if their information is leaked or if their information goes out there in a broader public way that they're not happy with.
Thousands of requests to each of these companies in the 6 months ending at the first of the year. But each of those individual requests must indeed be covering thousands of phone records or thousands of emails or posts. Am I not right about that?
Yeah, presumably we're talking about a lot of information here that's being turned over. But what we don't know, Tyler, is how much of this is being done in a national security or intelligence context and how much of it is done in a sort of old-fashioned law enforcement context where they're looking for a mugger or a criminal or something like that. Also interesting to me that Facebook seemed to have the highest number here. Obviously, the value of Facebook in terms of who knows who and who's in touch with who is pretty enormous for intelligence and for law enforcement.
Eamon Javers, thank you very much.